Everything is judged by its appearance. What is unseen counts for nothing. You can be the most brilliant strategist, the most talented artist, or the hardest worker in the room. But if no one sees you, you do not exist. In the game of power, invisibility is death. Society tells you to be humble. It tells you to keep your head down and let your work speak for itself. This is a lie designed to keep you in the middle class. Work does not speak, people speak. And people only speak about what they can see, what shocks them, and what entertains them. This is the sixth law of power: court attention at all cost. Better to be slandered and attacked than to be ignored. Today, we will dissect the psychology of notoriety and why bad publicity is often more profitable than good publicity. We will analyze the masterclass of P.T. Barnum, who built an empire by spreading lies about himself. We will look at the rivalry between Thomas Edison and Nikola Tesla, a tragic proof that showmanship beats genius every time. And we will explore the spectacle strategy, how to create an aura so bright that it blinds your enemies to your true actions. By the end of this video, you will understand how to step out of the shadows and command the eyes of the room. You will learn that attention is not just vanity. It is the currency that buys you freedom. To understand the physics of attention, we must look at the human brain's filtration system. The brain is bombarded with millions of bits of data every second. To survive, it ignores 99% of it. It filters out the mundane, the grey, and the predictable. It only pays attention to the anomaly. If you blend in, you are filtered out, you are background noise. To acquire power, you must become the anomaly. You must trigger the brain's orienting reflex. P.T. Barnum, the greatest showman who ever lived, understood this intuitively in the 19th century. When he started his museum, nobody came. He was desperate. He needed a crowd. He hired a beggar. He gave the man 5 bricks. He told the beggar to walk in a slow circle around the block, placing a brick on the sidewalk at every corner. Then, the beggar would walk to the museum entrance, show a ticket, and walk out to repeat the cycle. He did this in total silence, with a serious, mysterious expression. Within an hour, hundreds of people were following the beggar. What is he doing? Is it a ritual? Is he mad? The police came because the crowd was blocking traffic. They forced the beggar inside the museum. The crowd followed him in, buying tickets just to solve the mystery. Barnum didn't pay for advertising. He manufactured a spectacle out of nothing but curiosity. He understood that people cannot resist a mystery. The need to know is stronger than the need to save money. This brings us to the first pillar of Law 6. Attack the sensibilities. If you are polite, you are forgettable. If you are controversial, you are immortal. Do not be afraid of making people angry. Anger is a high arousal emotion. It fixes you in their memory. Look at the career of Thomas Edison versus Nikola Tesla. Tesla was a genius who invented the alternating current, AC, that powers our world today. Edison was a businessman who backed direct current, DC. He knew he was losing the technical war. So Edison moved the war to the stage of public opinion. He courted attention through fear. He publicly electrocuted animals, including a massive elephant named Topsy, using Tesla's AC power. It was cruel. It was gruesome. But it was unforgettable. He terrified the public into believing AC was dangerous. He controlled the narrative through spectacle. Tesla died penniless and alone in a hotel room, talking to pigeons. Edison died a multi-millionaire, celebrated as the greatest inventor of his time. History rewards the showman. It forgets the quiet genius. This is a harsh truth, but you must accept it. Merit is not enough. You must attach your merit to a magnet. That magnet is your public persona. You must create a character that is larger than life. Consider the artist Salvador Dali. He was a talented painter, but there were many talented painters. Dali separated himself by becoming a living surrealist painting. He waxed his mustache into absurd shapes. He arrived at a lecture in a Rolls-Royce filled with cauliflower. He famously wore a diving suit to give a speech, almost suffocated, and had to be rescued. The newspapers wrote about him constantly. The critics called him a clown. But his paintings sold for millions, while his serious peers starved. He understood that the persona is a shield. By acting crazy in public, he protected his private self and drove up the value of his work. Let's apply this to the modern attention economy. Social media has democratized fame, but it has also created infinite noise. To stand out, you cannot just be good, you must be polarizing. You must stand for something so strongly that it creates enemies. If you have no haters, you have no fans. You are lukewarm water. Jesus said, "Because you are lukewarm, neither hot nor cold, I will spit you out of my mouth." Even God hates the boring. Pick a side. Pick a fight. Declare an enemy. When you declare an enemy, a rival philosophy, a bad habit, a corrupt industry, you create a tribe. People rally around you not because they love you, but because they hate what you hate. This is the mechanism of negative bonding. However, there is a trap here, the clown trap. If you court attention only by being foolish, you will be watched, but not respected. Law 6 has 2 parts. 1. Stand out. 2. Create an air of mystery. If you are always loud, always screaming, always present, people get tired of you, you become overexposed. The mystery evaporates. You must alternate between the spotlight and the shadow. This creates a rhythm of presence and absence. Law 16. Hit them with a massive, bold action, get everyone talking, then disappear, go silent. The silence after the noise is deafening. It forces people to speculate. Where did he go? What is he planning next? Anticipation is a form of psychological torture that binds people to you. They are waiting for the next episode of your life. Let's analyze the strategy of the big fish. If you are small, unknown, and starting from zero, how do you get attention? You do not climb the ladder rung by rung. That takes too long. You attack the biggest person in the room. This is the David and Goliath strategy. When a nobody attacks a giant, the nobody instantly elevates himself to the giant's level. 50 Cent built his career by attacking Ja Rule, who was the biggest rapper at the time. By engaging in a feud, he siphoned the attention from the star to himself. The media loves a conflict. They will give you airtime if you provide them with a war. Do not be afraid to punch up. The giant has everything to lose. You have everything to gain. But your attack must be precise. It must be witty. It must be entertaining. If you just sound bitter, you look like a hater. If you sound dangerous, you look like a contender. Now let's look at the aura of mystery. In a world where everyone shares every breakfast and every breakup on Instagram, privacy is power. Being hard to read makes you magnetic. When people cannot figure out your motivations, they project their own fantasies onto you. Mata Hari, the famous spy and dancer, was actually a Dutch woman named Margaretha Zelle. She grew up in a boring town in the Netherlands, but she reinvented herself as an exotic Javanese princess trained in sacred dances. She never broke character. She dressed in veils. She spoke vaguely about her past. Men were obsessed with her. Generals gave her secrets. She was ordinary, but she wrapped herself in a veil of the extraordinary. In your life, stop oversharing. Stop explaining yourself. When someone asks, "Why did you do that?" smile and say, "I felt like it." Unpredictability stimulates the dopamine centers of the observer. If you are predictable, you are boring. If you are boring, you are ignored. This applies heavily to dating and seduction. The partner who is an open book is safe, but rarely exciting. The partner who holds something back, who has a secret garden, maintains desire for decades. You must keep a part of your soul inaccessible to the world. Let's discuss the scandal strategy. Oscar Wilde said, "The only thing worse than being talked about is not being talked about." We are terrified of bad reputation. We are terrified of cancellation. The apex mindset realizes that cancellation is often just a consolidation of your true base. When you are attacked by the mob, do not apologize. Law 28, enter action with boldness. Apology is blood in the water. It confirms guilt. Instead, frame the attack as proof of your importance. They are attacking me because I am telling the truth they fear. Transform the scandal into a platform. P.T. Barnum was often called a fraud in the newspapers. He didn't sue them. He invited the public to come to the museum and judge for themselves. He monetized the doubt. He turned the haters into ticket buyers. Use the energy of the attack to propel you forward. This is judo, however you must deliver value. If you get everyone's attention and then have nothing to show, you are a fraud. Attention is the door. Competence is the room. Law 6 gets you in the door. Your skill keeps you in the room. Do not rely on the spectacle alone. Create the spectacle, but make sure the product behind it is undeniable. Steve Jobs was a showman. Keynotes, one more thing. But the iPhone was a masterpiece. If the iPhone was garbage, the showmanship would have backfired. Use attention to buy time for your competence to shine. So, how do you apply this today? Start by auditing your appearance. Dress is the primary signal. Most men dress to blend in. They wear the uniform of their class because they are afraid of being judged. Dress one level above the room, or dress in a way that signals your specific character. Create a visual signature. Steve Jobs had the black turtleneck. Winston Churchill had the cigar and the hat. What is your signature? What makes you instantly recognizable in a silhouette? If you cannot be identified by your outline, you are generic. Second, audit your communication. Stop using weak, hedging language. I think, maybe, sort of. Use strong, declarative sentences. Be definitive. Controversy is not about being wrong, it is about being distinct. Have an opinion, defend it, let the sparks fly. Third, curate your mystery. Delete the posts that make you look common. Stop posting your lunch. Post your victories. Post your philosophy. Or post nothing at all. Make your presence an event. Finally, overcome the spotlight effect. This is the psychological bias where you think everyone is looking at you and judging your mistakes. The truth is, nobody is looking at you. They are looking at themselves. You have to force them to look at you. Do not fear judgment. Judgment means you are relevant. Fear indifference. Indifference means you are dead. The world is a theatre. Most people are extras, happy to stand in the background and fill the scene. The laws of power are for the protagonists. The protagonist stands center stage. The light hits him. The heat is intense. He might be booed. He might be cheered. But he is never, ever ignored. Step into the light. Make your entrance. And do not let them look away. Because in the end, history does not record the names of the critics. It records the names of the actors who had the courage to put on the show. Subscribe to the channel if you are ready to be the protagonist. Take the stage.